Hello and welcome to the show. Round 4. And what a belter of a show I'm going to bring you tonight, because tonight we have not one but two special guests. We'll be speaking to correspondent from Mail on Sunday, Peter Hitchens, and also Scottish filmmaker Graham Campbell. And Graham will be telling us about what he's been doing to try and stay calm and relaxed during these current times. And also, I'm going to press a button. Now watch this, watch what happens. We have multi-camera power. This means that I can come to your venue in future and do a live broadcast with an external camera, and we can do live interviews and studio audience participation broadcasts. So that will be coming up in future once this whole CONrona fiasco is over. So I'm really looking forward to doing our very first outside broadcast. So anyway, let's stop playing with the toys and get on with the show. So how are you tonight? You good? Well, for those of you who are new to the show, all these shows will be recorded onto YouTube. So if you've got any friends, family or colleagues who've missed the show live, don't worry. After each live broadcast, it gets backed up to YouTube, so you can watch what happened. And this is our fourth show, okay? And also, I don't want the show to be all about my content, which is why I'm now starting to get guests to appear on the show. And if you are a media person, maybe you're a holistic therapist, a life coach, if you're someone who's helping people to deal with stress and anxiety, get in touch with me and we'll come and feature you on the show. Maybe I'm also looking to meet inspirational people, perhaps people who have had it all, then lost it, and then using some kind of spiritual or holistic practice, rebuilt their life a new and better life, so that they can show an example of others of how to keep going. So if you know anyone, get in touch. Come, just Google Vincent Anthony Media. You'll find me, and you can find me somewhere and contact me, and we'll come and feature you in future shows. So that's our main introduction. Also, if you are a company and you want to support our show, you want to sponsor our show, get in touch and we'll put your logo up on the screen, and we can come and do some little TV style adverts of your company's product or service and include that in the show. So if you'd like to sponsor us, get in touch. Let's talk. And so without further ado, we're going to start the show with a bit of mindful philosophy. Now, in our two-year course, if you come on the courses, if you stick at it long term, you can actually do about over 20 mini modules on subjects related to well-being and mindfulness and general life skills. And one of those mini modules that we do is on conflict management. Okay, so on tonight's show, we're going to look at that. Now, I was going to talk about neuroplasticity of the brain, because in each show I'm going to do a bit of jargon busting. If you do a mindfulness course or you read a mindfulness book, you're going to get some jargon. So the plan is to each week to cover a bit of jargon. But if you remember from watching last week's show, I got knocked off my tracks a bit just before going live because I received this negative email about our show. But what I did was I turned it around and I actually used that as an example of how to use mindfulness to neutralize negativity. And it caused the show to go on a different timeline. So because of that, tonight we're on a different timeline. We're on a sub-timeline from last week's different timeline. Okay, so we're going to continue with the theme of conflict management, and we're going to look at a bit of some good old Chinese Taoist philosophy as blueprints as templates of how you can neutralize negativity. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up our first person that I'm going to feature tonight. This is Jason Chan. Now, Jason has been one of my mentors in life. Many years ago, Jason employed me to come to Assisi in the north of Italy and produce some DVDs, some training DVDs on Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, because Jason runs an organization called Infinite Light Foundation, and he also runs Infinite Tai Chi. So if you want to find out about Jason's workshops, I've actually got this book here, which I highly recommend, The Radiant Warrior. And Jason runs retreats all over the world and teaches courses, and he's a philosopher. And Jason and I are both fans of Bruce Lee. Now, Jason told us one night on the retreat that every moment of your life, you're choosing between life and death. Every moment, with your thoughts, your actions, and your words, and your emails. And also, you're affecting other people every moment. So it's all about choosing between life and death every moment. And when you do mindfulness, you're kind of practicing being alive in the moment. Now, with regards to what happened last week, that person chose to send me that email. They made a conscious choice to do that. They could have chosen to not send it and everything would have been fine. I could have chosen to attack back. I could have exposed their name, their company. No. As a mindfulness instructor, I've got to come out of that attack, defend mode, which is what many people spend their whole lives in. It's about coming out of attack, defend, and just observing and doing nothing. Confucius said, if you're unsure what to do nothing. Okay? So, those are some wise words from Jason Chan. And as I say, if you want to find out more about his courses, just Google Jason Chan Infinite Tai Chi, and you'll find him. And actually, just before we say goodbye to Jason, I just want to say when we went to Italy, I was in Rome and I got my camera stolen before we'd actually filmed anything. Can you imagine the panic I was feeling? The embarrassment of having to face my employer and say, I have no camera. Now, we're in Assisi in North Italy, in the middle of the countryside. There are no local video production services there to hire a camera from. There's vineyards, cafes, but by a miracle, we got the DVDs made. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Jason. And I hope one day I'll return to one of Jason's retreats and work with him again. So we'll say goodbye to Jason. I'm just going to bring up my next JPEG. Now, this is a JPEG from the 1970s TV series Gong Fu. And when I was at school, I used to love watching Gong Fu with... and this is Kwai Chang Caine. David Carradine plays Kwai Chang Caine, and he's here with Master Po, who's got the funny white eyes. And I used to love watching this TV series. I just wanted to be just like Kwai Chang Caine and be in the Shaolin Temple. I never did become a Shaolin priest, but I did actually end up in China eventually. And anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. The lesson here is that this is about conflict. So Master Po says to Kwai Chang Caine, vengeance is a vessel with a hole in it. It can hold no water. Okay, that's a really profound thing. Now, this is Taoist philosophy. The TV show was taking its philosophy from ancient Taoists and also from Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War, which I've made references to on all my previous shows. So that's a profound thing. So as soon as I feel myself getting sucked into attack, defend in person or on the internet, I think of that message from Master Po, and it has the effect of neutralizing me, calming me down, and pulling me out of conflict. Okay, so we'll say goodbye to Master Po for the minute. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a scene from the Gong Fu TV series. Again, this is related to conflict. Okay, now you may wish to tweak the volume up just a little bit because of the crude way I had to take the video from the DVD and get it into the software. It had the effect of reducing the volume down. So before I play it, just maybe turn up your volume just a little bit. And even if you're having trouble hearing it, we're going to go over the dialogue anyway. So enjoy this little piece from the Gong Fu TV series.
Strike each flame within the width of a hand from the wick. In this way, the flame is snuffed out. Yet the candle is not touched. What is the purpose of so difficult a blow? Discipline. That you may strike with such strength, yet in one place, and no more. Master, I am troubled. We learn to make powerful the force of our bodies. Yet we are taught to reverence all against whom we may use such force. When your life is threatened, or the innocent life of another, you will be prepared to defend them. Being thus prepared, better than others, should I not always stand and fight? Ignore the insulting tongue. Duck the provoking blow. Run from the assault of the strong. Are these not the actions of a coward? The wild boar runs from the tiger, knowing that each, being well armed by nature with deadly strength, may kill the other, running. He saves his own life and that of the tiger. This is not cowardice. It is the love of life.
So there we are. We had a little scene from Gong Fu there. And we welcome our first person on the show tonight, Leanne Leveau. Welcome to the show, Leanne. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Now, I first discovered Leanne because Leanne works for UK TV, and she also works with the Really channel. And the reason why I know this is because I'm a big fan of the Ghosties. Every Thursday night, if you're in the UK, every Thursday night I like to watch the Ghosties on the Really channel. It starts at 9 o'clock every Thursday and Friday night. And Leanne works with these people. I think she works in the social media area. So welcome to the show, Leanne. And after tonight's live show, I'm going to get my dinner. I'm going to settle down to watch the Ghosties on the Really TV channel. That's if you're in the UK. So thanks for joining us, Leanne. Nice to see you. So let's get back to our lesson from the Gong Fu TV series. Now, if you had trouble hearing the audio, I'm just going to go over the most important parts here because some of the Taoist philosophy in this script is really profound. So let's go. Master Kan says to Cain, he says, ignore the insulting tongue, duck the provoking blow, run from the assaults of the strong. It's okay to run away, to save your life, is what he's saying. And Kwai Chan Cain says, are these not the actions of a coward? And Master Kan says, now this is the really profound bit. He says, the wild boar runs from the tiger, knowing that each, well armed by nature, with deadly strength, may kill the other, running. It saves its own life and that of the tiger. This is not cowardice. It is the love of life. Isn't that profound? Now, again, because the show is recorded to YouTube, you can go into Vincent Anthony Media channel on YouTube and go back over that again. But this is what I think about. These things I reflect on this when I feel that people are sucking me into their drama that I really don't want to get sucked into. So this is excellent philosophy for dealing with life. So, of course, on our show we can't cover the whole mini module on conflict management. We're just taking a couple of elements. But once our courses restart, we'll be looking at all these techniques you can use to just neutralize negativity from people in person and online. Okay, so where did we get to? Where would I be without my auto cue? Okay, yes, let's have a look at what's been going on in the world with this situation. I've noticed there's been a few TV adverts, and they're giving the slogans of stay at home, then they show you a picture of a rainbow, stay at home, show you a picture of a rainbow, stay at home, rainbow, stay at home, look at the rainbow in this woman's sweatshirt. Okay, now what this actually has an effect on people. One of the effects is that it may cause people to be afraid to go out, or they may even be ashamed to go out. And unfortunately, on social media, there's been a lot of hatred going out to people who are just going out in groups. Okay, and that's unfortunate. But this happens with every phenomena, whether it's the CONrona or Brexit or Scottish independence or whatever. And the way it works is with association. The human brain works by association. What do we mean by that? It's very simple. Take, for example, you see a rose bush. The rose bush has thorns. You touch the rose bush for the first time as a child. You get pricked on your thumb. You get blood. It's painful. It's sore. So you associate a rose bush with pain. Whereas a chocolate bar tastes nice. It doesn't hurt you. So you associate a chocolate bar with pleasure. Okay, and that's the way that we perceive the world. So you see a picture of a rainbow, or you create a picture of a rainbow, and you associate that with staying in. And this is what's called a kind of mild behavior modification. Okay, so there's what I'm saying is that in the last week, since last week's show, I've seen a lot more of these adverts on the telly by a lot more corporate companies than I've ever seen before. So they're pushing the slogans very much so on the telly. We've also had a female doctor. I tried to find the video today. I couldn't find her, but there was a female doctor on the telly. And what she was saying was really interesting. She was saying that if you stay at home, you're not going to be able to build up a resistance in your immune system to the virus. So what she was saying was that because people are being encouraged to stay at home, there could be a second wave of this virus and a second lockdown. Now, when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, we used to go out all the time and get mucky, and that was helping us build up our resistance to germs. Okay, and also in the news, Duncan Bannatyne, another Scottish entrepreneur, was saying that he's now losing £5 million each month, and that if this continues, he might have to close down his business. And unfortunately, the way that the compensation works is you get 80% from HMRC on your profits. But guess what? If you're not working, you're not making any profits. As I've discovered, I thought I was going to get funding. I was thinking, I'll be fine. I'll get funding from the government. No, because I don't make a profit because I spend all my money on buying new tech, new cameras. So I'm in hot water now. No funding for me. And also in the news this week, Donald Trump has now told the World Health Organization, I'm not going to give you any funding. So some interesting things happening in the world. And on that light, we're going to speak to Peter Hitchens. Let's see what Peter Hitchens had to say about the lockdown. I spoke to him earlier this week via a Skype call. So let's listen to Peter. And on today's show, we have the renowned author and journalist Peter Hitchens, who writes for the Mail on Sunday. Peter, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
And I know you're very busy at the moment, so I'm just going to fire in straight with our questions.
Okay, ready when you are.
Okay, right. First question, Peter, is why do you think the lockdown is not necessary?
Well, there's no evidence that the shutdown of the economy or the invasion of people's privacy actually works. There's absolutely nothing. There's no correlation. There's no causation which has ever been demonstrated between these measures and any reduction in infections or deaths. It's pure supposition. whereas it's quite clear that those countries which have not engaged in this matter have so far at least not shown any sign of suffering any worse than those that have. So I would say until we have evidence that these measures work, we'd be much better off not doing the severe damage to our economy, which we're doing. This is enormous, and we're throwing £2.4 billion into the sea every day, which could be spent on new hospitals, on schools, on health in general, on better public transport, on all the things which make the nation healthier, and it's all just being chucked into the sea. We've now, I think, thrown into the sea as much money as was supposedly saved by all the government cuts between 2010 and 2019. And for what? This is not a matter of lives against money, it's a matter of lives against lives. A damaged economy is much, much worse at sustaining health and life than an undamaged economy.
Peter, why would someone want to cripple the economy? What could they possibly gain by doing this?
Well, they didn't want to. The thing is that the government, there's a fascinating article which everybody should read in the Daily Telegraph last Friday by Fraser Nelson, editor of The Spectator. The government were astonished at the level of concern which they created by making a great issue out of the supposed threat from COVID-19. And what has actually happened is the public have responded, the British public have responded with far more self-discipline and self-control than they ever expected to happen. And they've put themselves in a position where they have got a shutdown, which they now have to maintain because they've told the public this is so serious. It's very difficult for them now to say, actually, we've gone too far. I don't think this is intentional. I think it was a group of inexperienced and not very grown-up people panicking and going into measures which they didn't really understand the effect of and didn't. And this is crucial. I know this back from the days when I was industrial correspondent. Whenever you engage in any political activity or start any action, you always must allow yourself a way out. There was never any way out from these measures. And they've been, I think, shocked to discover just how much they've committed themselves to and how hard it is going to be to walk themselves out of it. Obviously, it's all helped now by the suggestions that the Spanish and Italian governments are beginning to move out of it, and increasingly by the fact that Sweden, which has not gone in for this, is so far surviving without the hecatombs of deaths which were predicted. But it is going to be hard for them to get out of it.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks.
And I hope to have you back on our show perhaps in future as things develop. That would be fantastic.
Well, let's hope so. Take care.
Thank you. So that was Peter Hitchens from the Mail on Sunday. Now we're going to go back to some mindfulness stuff now. Now in our classes we do what's called core practice. So that and we do that every lesson, and that's mainly 75% practical and 25% theory, philosophy. And we do gentle movement, do some Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, mixed martial arts moves, non-contact of course, and we have a mini sound workshop. We work with sound, healing sound, and we practice 3 different types of meditation. We do relaxation visualization exercises, and we finish with our act of compassion, because part of your meditation studies is developing compassion for yourself, so you stop berating yourself, and also developing compassion for the outside world as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some movement this evening, and for this exercise, if you can run to the larder and grab a couple of cans of beans or fruit salad or something, you can use those to join in with the exercise, because we're going to do a Western workout tonight. We're going to change the mold. We're not going to do some Tai Chi. We're going to do some gentle movement workout. If you don't have any cans of food, don't worry. Just join in with the exercise anyway. And the purpose is to be in your body. Use your body as a focus. Come out of autopilot and come into your body in the present moment. Okay? So this is about a 19 minutes exercise. So if you manage to go and get some tin cans, you're ready to start. Let's run VT. Run VT. Now for this exercise, I normally use free weights, but if you don't have free weights at home, you can use tin of baked beans. These will do. So just join in the exercise with me. And again, remember, it's all about being in your body rather than autopilot. So if you've got thoughts coming in, come back to your exercise, okay? So let's begin. And this exercise will take approximately 15 minutes. So just join in with me. Let's start with the biceps. Thirteen, 15, 20, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Relax, recover. Now we'll start with the legs. Bend the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Join in with me. 15. 20, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover, just breathe in the present moment. Next exercise, arms out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue. 20, 30, and pause, recover, relax, just breathe. Start to be aware of the temperature in the room. Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it medium? Mindfulness is all about developing your awareness skills. Okay, next exercise, we go back to the legs. We break up all the upper body exercises with the lower. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover, just breathe. Breathe normally in the present moment, that's it. Recover, relax. Okay, next exercise, arms come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Back to the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 25 and rest. Relax, recover, just breathe. Oh, that's good. Relax. Next exercise, boxer. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Oh, in the present moment. Okay, legs again. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover. Just breathe. There we are. Relax, recover. Next exercise, arms out, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. Any stray thoughts coming in, come back to your body. 28, 29, and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Oh, in the present moment. There we are. Relax, recover. Okay, legs again. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover. Just breathe. There we are. Relax and recover. Just breathe. There we are. Okay, next exercise. Back to biceps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover. Just breathe in the present moment. Relax. Okay, back to the legs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover. Just breathe, there we are, breathe. Relax. Next exercise, arms up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover. Just breathe. Relax. There we are. Back to legs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and relax, recover, just breathe. And remember, any stray thoughts coming in to your mind, you come back to your body, come back to the tins of beans. Okay, next exercise, legs slightly apart, bend the knees, okay, and the arms are going to come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover. Just breathe normally. Relax. In the present moment. Okay, back to legs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Oh, relax. Okay, we're going to do another boxer move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Relax. In the present moment. Next exercise, again, legs slightly apart. Bring your hands down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, get those elbows up. 5, as far as you can. 6, continue. 7, 8, 9, 10, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And relax, recover. Just breathe. Oh. Again, you find any thoughts coming in, any stray thoughts, come back to your body. Okay, back to legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover. Just breathe normally. There we are. Just relax. And now for our final upper body exercise. Join in with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, front, 7, back, 8, front, 9, back, 10, front. Continue. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Relax, recover, just breathe. Oh, in the present moment. And always remember, any stray thoughts coming in, come back to your body. So there we are. I'm exhausted just watching that. How did you get on? Hope you enjoyed that. Mindfulness exercise. Now, the reason we do gentle movement in the classes is because we feel stress in the body, so we work with the body. And I remember a few years ago at the Glasgow yoga show, there was a female yoga, and she said something at the time which to me was quite profound. She says, if the body relaxes, the mind relaxes, and vice versa. The mind relaxes, the body relaxes. So that's why we like to start our classes with a good 15-20 minute warm-up with the body. That helps to relax our mind for the meditation practices. So we're now going to speak to our second guest on the show tonight, Graham Campbell. So without further ado, let's go to Graham. So today I'm joined by my good friend Graham Campbell of Glass Bullet Media, and I've known Graham for over 22 years, and I first met Graham when he was Fife Council Arts' very first film officer. So welcome to the show, Graham.
Yes, Vince, thanks for inviting me on that first day when you came into my office and we had a long chat about UFOs.
Yeah, we're not going to go into the UFOs on this show. That's for another show. But no, I've known Graham for a good long time, and Graham's employed me over the decades as a video worker. So we've known each other a good long time. So Graham, you're half of Glass Bullet Media. You and Laura run Glass Bullet Media Productions, and you're based in Glenrothes in Fife. But that's not your only catchment area.
No, Glass Bullet Media, certainly in the past few years developed into one of Scotland's leading producers of video content for business, for example. Company was set up by my partner Laura way back in 2007, originally in Kirkcaldy. But from 2014, we've moved to the Bucco Business Centre in Glenrothes. We've got a really nice office in Bucco Tower. I've been there since 2014. Company's busy on many fronts, working with many different clients. At the moment, we're cutting a TV commercial for the Scottish Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. But we do lots of other work. We do training stuff, we do promotional stuff with NHS, all kinds of businesses. We've got an excellent cameraman called Lee Richardson, who does a lot of our camera work. He's a brilliant drone pilot. We've also recently taken on a guy called Craig Watt, who's a graduate of West of Scotland film course. He's been doing some stuff with us as well. So yeah, we're busy on many fronts. What the situation will be like after this lockdown, I don't know, but certainly prior to lockdown, we were certainly a kind of busy corporate video company.
Now, Graham's been making feature films since he was at school as a teenager. He was making films. One particular film that I enjoy is called The Hunt, and Graham made that film with his brother Richard and their friends, who they got to be the actors when they were at school, and they were using Super 8 film. And Graham's continued his passion for making feature films to this day. Graham's made so many feature films, and I've been a volunteer and helped on some of his films as well. But there's one film in particular that Graham's been working on over 20 years to make, and it's called The Prey. And I'm going to ask Graham about this film because he's had so many challenges to get this film made. Haven't you, Graham?
Yeah, many challenges. In fact, I've actually just cut a documentary about the making of The Prey, and even watching that, I was going, bloody hell, how do we get over all those problems? In fact, watch the documentary when it comes out to find out. Well, to be honest, a very ambitious science fiction film, which we put into production almost 20 years ago. We were using a jet airliner for doing interiors. We did scenes set in World War II. Victorian, we did a Victorian scene. We had a scene set in the future. We had a scene set in the 80s. It was almost like kind of 5 films in one. But we shot some great stuff. But the film, I mean, all films are prone to problems. And as a producer, you reach a situation where you say, is it worth carrying on, or should we just keep taking a step back? So basically, with The Prey, there were so many problems. I mean, the logistics of the whole thing was massive, that we had to basically kind of take a step back. And in the meantime, me and Laura had set up Glass Bullet Media, and we made another film called Legend of Black Diamond, a kind of futuristic western, and that used some of the actors and some of the props and some of the locations from The Prey. So when Legend was finished, And because the film was very well received and picked up a few awards, we thought, well, let's revisit this old film and let's see if we can finish it. And that's exactly what we did. So we brought in some new actors, shot some new stuff, slightly changed the storyline. And the film is now called The Prey Specimen Red, and we're planning to premiere it later this year.
In your film projects, Graham actually encourages new people who want to get some work experience in filmmaking. Graham takes people on as assistants and helpers, and he's even had some famous actors in this film. For example, he's had a chap called Lance Phillips, isn't it? Who is from possibly, I think he's from New Zealand, and he worked on the Xena Warrior Princess television story.
Lance is from New Zealand. He actually left New Zealand at the very point where Lord of the Rings was just about to enter production, because he'd been told that Scotland was the place to come, and now New Zealand is like a massive production centre. Lance did a lot of TV work in New Zealand. He did Xena Warrior Princess. I think he was also in Hercules. He did lots of TV commercials. I was lucky enough to meet Lance when he was living in Scotland, and Lance came on board the film as the main villain, and also did some really good coaching work as well. And since then, Lance is now based down in London, and he's now runs his own kind of film company. So he's a kind of actor that's gone from being an actor kind of into films. And
you've also had a very famous stuntman in your various productions.
Yes, I mean, you're talking about me giving opportunities to people who wanted to kind of break into films, but I've also had lots of really amazing people who've actually come to me and said, I want to be in your film. And sometimes you have to think to yourself, is this person really talented, or is this person a nutter? And luckily, in most situations, they are really talented. And yeah, this stuntman suddenly turned up, called Bob McChrystal, who's half American. He was living in Leven, and he told me this amazing story of how he went to America in the 60s. He got drafted for the Vietnam War, and when he came back, he got a job as a cowboy at Universal Studios, then became a stuntman, worked with John Wayne, did lots of TV shows in America, came back to the UK, and did lots of amazing stuff. James Bond films, Star Wars, Raiders. Yeah, and then he volunteered for my film. And originally we had no plans to do stunts in Legend, but we suddenly had this A-class, A-list stunt guy. And suddenly we were able to do stunts. So it was fantastic. It really took the film to another level.
And the thing is, Graham is very tenacious, because he's had so many... he's had to deal with so many things in life to get his films made. First of all, filmmaking costs a lot of money, so you've got to come up with the money somehow. During Graham's time, the technology has changed, because HD came in after you'd already started shooting in standard digital, so that was another problem you had. You've broken your leg, and as in human nature, there's been fallouts, people have left. Graham's had all these things. And he's just kept going, just keeps going, don't you?
Yeah, yes. I think somebody up there, I think somebody high up in the sky is trying to tell me to stop. It's actually funny, the keep going thing. You're right about filmmaking. There's incredible, wonderful, nice personalities, but there's also a hell of a lot of bastards out there who are involved in films, and they get very jealous and all the rest of it. And I remember many years ago, a kind of fellow filmmaker actually coming down to my house and basically saying to me, if you make another film, I'm going to kill you. And the person actually threw a punch, and luckily I ducked, and his fist went into a double glazed window. So yeah, so sometimes it can get quite tense. So why do you keep going? I don't know. I just love films. I love telling stories. But yes, they can be prone to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So well, I don't want to say too much, or there'll be libel actions against me.
Well, I've known Graham for so long, and Graham is someone who embraces everyone, no matter what background you were coming from, your experience. If you've got a passion, he recognises that, and he'll take you on board. He'll embrace you. Finally, just to ask you, Graham, during this current lockdown, What kind of things are you doing to stay calm and chill?
Well, I'm doing things I thought I'd never do, like paint a birdhouse, for example. But the birdhouse is now looking pretty good. I mean, I've had it almost 15 years now. It was looking pretty tatty, but with a nice coat of paint, it almost looks like a kind of brand new birdhouse. But anyway, to answer your question, as I say, for me, most of my work kind of ceased possibly almost a kind of month ago. And I think the key thing is to have a schedule. So myself and Laura, we've got an exercise bike in the house. I always make a point of doing a session morning and afternoon. I always make a point also of every morning, possibly for 2 hours, actually being outside. So I'll either kind of work in the car or I'll work in the garden. That's become a routine. And I don't actually get back onto the computer and do kind of editing and script writing and all that kind of stuff until the afternoon. So I always make sure my kind of mornings are kind of quite busy. And the view from the shed thing came about because I thought to myself, well, as a filmmaker, I would like to think I've perhaps got some stories that might entertain. So I've been I haven't been doing it every day, but I've been kind of making a point of putting up some video blogs, and hopefully people will get something out of them, and perhaps even encourage other people to do video blogs as well. I mean, at the moment, the overall reception to video blogs has actually been very good. There has been some people who have actually, they probably didn't get my humour, and they've said, why don't you do something on gardening, something educational. But honestly, if you tried to get me to be serious and do something on gardening, I think it'd be really boring. I am thinking about doing a piece on gardening, but it is going to be so surreal that it'll be a comedy show. I don't know enough about gardening to do a serious thing about gardening. Even if you paid me lots of money, I'd still be struggling. I can only do comedy gardening. And Laura would probably say that's what I do anyway, is comedy gardening. So,
So Graham, can you tell us anything about you've got a premiere for The Prey coming up? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, again, I suppose it's up in the air because of what's happening at the moment. But the plan is we have booked one of the region's biggest screens at the Adam Smith Theatre. The plan is to premiere the movie on the 30th of October, and the plan is it's going to be a full kind of Hollywood glamour event, red carpet. We're going to invite all the cast and crew, all the people who are involved in the film as well. Also going to have some industry people there as well. And it'll be very much a celebration of this epic, that we started so many years ago, abandoned and then kind of rebooted. So we're doing it as much for the people who participated in the film as we're doing it for ourselves. We feel we've kind of got a responsibility to people who, even all those years ago, put so much commitment into the movie.
Graham Campbell, thank you very much.
Vince Johnson, thank you very much.
So that was Graham Campbell there from Glass Bullet Media. So we're now drawing to the end of tonight's show, and every week I try to think of something inspirational to demonstrate, and movies are certainly something that you can watch if you're at home and you're looking for something to make you feel positive or inspired. And so my handy tip for this week is a British movie called The Business. Now, this is one of my all-time favourite movies. It stars Danny Dyer, and it was directed by British director Nick Love. Now, this is a film that's set in the 80s, but it wasn't actually shot in the 80s. So Nick Love had the problem of getting all the costumes, all the exteriors, all the cars, everything looking like the 80s. And if you're like me and you love 80s music, you'll love this film. It's a comedy, and the reason why it's inspiring is because it's on that theme of having it all, then losing it, and then trying to get it back. So I got you can get this film on Amazon. I actually got 2 copies of the film from my local charity shops. So if you're looking to get this film, check out your local charity shops. You might find a copy in there. And just to give you a quote from the film, Danny Dyer, I can't remember what character Danny Dyer plays. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He says in the movie, be someone. Try to be someone. Better to have lived for a day than never at all. So there you are. Some wise words from the movie, the Business. So I highly recommend that film. And it's a British film as well. It's really good, really funny. Watch inspiring films if you're in lockdown, if you're at home. And next week I'll try and come up with another recommendation. So we've now come to the end of the show. And in next week's show, we'll be talking to Jackie from BioResonate. Okay, it's what she runs a therapeutic service, so we'll be finding out about BioResonate next week, and I'll also be bringing you a feature on mindful driving, how to do mindful driving. And for next week's exercise, you may need to get yourself your yoga mat out. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can use your bed. So you might want to bring your laptop or your computer over to the bedside to do our gentle movement exercise next week. So all that remains for me to do is to thank our guests tonight, Peter Hitchens, Graham Campbell, and our commentators tonight. We have Leanne Laveau from UKTV, Karsten Quisler, Laura Binney. Thank you all for your comments tonight. And so, thank you to you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us. Namaste. And time to roll our final credits. So we'll see you next time. If I can find my final credits. I found my final credits. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.